Life constantly presents us with choices that define who we are and the path we will take. In a world that often values comfort and convenience, it's easy to fall into a routine where mediocrity becomes the norm. But to truly achieve greatness, one must step outside the comfort zone and embrace the hardships, challenges, and moments of discomfort. It's in those moments that we grow the most, shaping ourselves into the people we are meant to become. The journey to becoming that person, the one who stands strong, the one who faces adversity head-on, is not an easy one. It requires a deep level of commitment, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in one's potential. This is not about conforming to societal expectations, but about forging a path that aligns with your true self. In life, every choice matters, and the decisions we make in those critical moments, no matter how small, contribute to the person we become. This journey is about understanding that pain, struggle, and even failure are the price tags attached to growth and transformation. It is not about avoiding hardship, but rather learning to embrace it, knowing that it molds you into someone who can withstand anything. As you navigate through life, it's essential to remember that who you are today is not set in stone. You have the power to change, to become more resilient, and to leave behind a legacy that reflects your true self. To be the person who rises above challenges, you must learn to welcome discomfort, even the most miserable moments. These are not setbacks, they are opportunities to prove your strength, to become someone who doesn't shy away from hard work or pain. Embracing the grind, the relentless effort, is essential. Being hurt or shedding some tears shouldn't be feared. They are part of the process of becoming tougher. Every decision you make, even those that seem insignificant at the time, contributes to whether you become the person you aspire to be. It's in the day-to-day grind, the small choices, that the foundation is laid for your future self. Just the other night, I made a choice that reaffirmed my identity as that person, the person who is unafraid to make tough decisions, to sacrifice comfort for progress. You have to become comfortable in your own skin, even if that means standing alone. If you find that you are not at ease with the person you've become when you are by yourself, that's the very person you need to change. And the truth is, no one else has the power to do that for you. The transformation begins with the person in the mirror. If you were tasked with creating a resilient, tough individual, what would you put them through? Surely, you wouldn't give them a life of ease. Instead, you'd expose them to trials that test their patience and strength. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from challenge. Each trait we admire, resilience, patience, strength, has a price attached to it. The question is, are you willing to pay that price? When you frame your struggles as the cost you must pay for personal growth, the sacrifices become more bearable. Time is the currency, and how you choose to spend it determines the person you become. At the end of life, when you look back, will you have the traits you've always wanted? Will you have paid the price to become the best version of yourself? That's the question you need to ask yourself every day. Right now, your family, your friends, they are looking for that one person to lean on in tough times. Be the pillar that they can rely on. This is your opportunity to step up and show that you can handle anything life throws your way. This is your moment to be the person who remains steadfast, who refuses to crumble under pressure. Be that person and let them find strength in you. Regrets often haunt those who are nearing the end of their lives, particularly the regret of never becoming the person they were capable of being. Many of us are thrust into a world that doesn't quite fit who we are. And along the way, we're sold false promises. Society tells us that achieving certain milestones, earning awards, attending prestigious schools, or acquiring material success will define our worth. But as you wade through all the superficial markers of success, you eventually realize that true fulfillment comes from becoming the person you were always meant to be, not from the accolades you collect along the way. Every time you feel the urge to give in to comfort, remember that your future self will bear the consequences of today's choices. It's easy to ignore that voice inside telling you to push harder, to do more. But the reality is, one day, you'll look back and wish you had chosen differently. Every action, every decision counts, even the small ones. People often make the mistake of thinking that only their big, bold moves matter. But the truth is, everything you do contributes to the person you become. Don't apologize for who you are. If people can't appreciate your uniqueness, it simply means they're not meant to be part of your journey. Instead of changing yourself to fit in, find environments where you can be your authentic self. The right people, the right circumstances, will align when you stay true to who you are. There's no shame in showing vulnerability. It doesn't make you any less of a man to shed a tear. We've all been there, experiencing deep pain, and it's perfectly okay to cry. It doesn't diminish your strength, it simply reminds you that you're human. For those you love, your partner, your children, your future generations, show them that strength comes from being real, from facing your emotions instead of hiding them. The burden of responsibility weighs heavily on many, especially when others are depending on you. But remember, before you can support others, you need to work on yourself. Becoming the person who can bear that weight starts with self-reflection and inner strength. You have to be willing to stand back up every time you're knocked down, because believe me, life will knock you down more times than you can count. It's strange how the world seems to want us to dull down our true selves, to conform to the norms and expectations that surround us. Society often pressures us to think and act like everyone else, but this only distances you from your true desires, your real potential. The pain of realizing how limited we've allowed ourselves to become can be unbearable. But that pain is a signal, a reminder that you're meant for more. You might be in the early stages of your journey, or you might be approaching the final stretch, but either way, this time, it has to be personal. You can't just go through the motions, rehearsing the same lines or following the same routines that have gotten you nowhere. This time, it's about digging deep, finding that inner drive, and pushing through the weariness. You may be broken, tired, and bitter from past failures, but you still have the power to come back stronger. In those moments when you feel like you can't take another step, when the weight of life's burdens feels overwhelming, remember this. Each step you take brings you closer to becoming the person you've always wanted to be. It's easy to be discouraged by setbacks, to feel like life has dealt you a hand too heavy to bear. But every great person, every success story, has come from a place of hardship. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. The road to becoming your best self is not one of shortcuts. There are no quick fixes or easy ways out. The path is long, and it's often filled with obstacles that seem insurmountable. But it's in those very moments of doubt and difficulty that you are truly tested. Are you willing to endure? Are you willing to push forward, even when every fiber of your being tells you to give up? Those who succeed in life are the ones who refuse to quit, who keep fighting, even when the odds are against them. One of the hardest truths to accept is that life doesn't owe you anything. Success, happiness, fulfillment, these things are not handed to you. They must be earned, and they are earned through the daily grind, through the decisions you make when no one is watching. It's the little choices that add up over time. The choice to get up early, to put in the work, to keep going when everyone else has given up. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. So, what's stopping you? Is it fear? Fear of failure? Fear of rejection? Fear of stepping outside your comfort zone? Understand this, fear is normal. Everyone experiences fear at some point in their lives, but what defines you is how you respond to that fear. Do you let it paralyze you, or do you face it head on? Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to push forward despite it. And when you do, you'll find that fear loses its power over you. As you grow and evolve, one of the most important things you can do is leave a legacy. What will people remember about you when you're gone? Will they remember you as someone who lived life on their terms, who wasn't afraid to take risks and chase their dreams? Or will they remember you as someone who played it safe, who never pushed the limits of what they were capable of? Your legacy is built day by day, decision by decision, and it's up to you to decide what that legacy will be. It's also important to recognize that the journey is never truly over. Even when you achieve your goals, there will always be new challenges to face, new mountains to climb. Growth is a lifelong process, and the moment you stop striving for more is the moment you begin to stagnate. So never stop pushing, never stop challenging yourself, The best version of you is still out there, waiting to be discovered. In life, we are constantly challenged by obstacles that test our resolve. But these moments of struggle are where we find our true strength. The journey is relentless, but it's one that must be embraced with courage and persistence. Every setback, every failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. If you've ever felt broken, remember that it's precisely in those moments that you have the greatest potential for resilience. The world will continue to try to shape you into something you're not, but it's your responsibility to stay true to yourself and keep pushing forward. At the end of the day, being that guy is about more than just success or recognition. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, the person who others can depend on, but more importantly, the person you can be proud of when you look in the mirror. Life is full of challenges, but each one is a step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep moving forward. You are capable of more than you know, and the world needs you to be the person you were always meant to be. In the grand scheme of things, life is short, but within that short time, you have the power to make a lasting impact. You have the power to become someone who not only achieves their own dreams, but inspires others to do the same. Don't waste that opportunity. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Be that person who embraces the struggle, who faces adversity with courage, and who never stops striving for greatness. At the end of your life, when you look back, you want to be able to say, I became the person I was meant to be. And that starts today.